All right, welcome back to Survivor Micronesia.
We're just going right into it there, huh?
We're going right into it, just like in
Going
the
right in. All
bedroom.
right.
Sometimes you
Oh,
just got to go right into it. Previously
okay.
on
Well,
Survivor
yeah. Last time
Micronesia.
that was a big freaking deal. Ozzy got voted out. It was a big freaking deal. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
big blindside. Little orchestrations, little moves and shakes, getting going here. So
He
real exciting to see the game
he assembled
have that happen.
that brilliant fake idol with a smiley face on it, only just to be to be voted out with the actual idol anyway.
A
Learned
truly
from
brilliant maneuver.
He learned from Yao Man, as he said. He was inspired by Yao
Yep.
Man, and then in a way, you could say he was inspired by Yule from his who he lost to in his first
Yeah.
season. He went and actually got the
Mm.
idol for himself this time, but did not use it. So
Didn't use it though.
didn't use it.
And so the idol goes into the
He
annals.
thought that uh, Parvati would never turn on him because once upon a time they shared a hot tub in the Cook Islands, and there's an experience that bonds them for
Yeah,
life.
they shared a hot tub. She got topless. Yeah, I mean, but yeah. I mean, it's just
think
you
that's
you just
true.
trust that. You trust when a girl. It's the one thing. It's the one thing you can always be 100% certain of. Women would never, ever, ever use their sexuality to manipulate a man. Ever.
Certainly not Parvati.
Certainly not Parvati. Not her.
And
Not Porvard. Not.
not poverty. All right.
Not poverty.
Previously, we did your power rankings for the first time. You have Suri at the
We
top,
did. Yep.
followed by
Hmm.
Parvati, James, Amanda, Eric, Alexis, Natalie, Jason. We shall see. You got our oh, do we have half and half of fans and favorites? Well, I'm
I
just
think we
realizing
do.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, Jason, Eric, Natalie, and Alexis, yeah.
Interesting.
And then James, Amanda, Poverty, and Suri.
As the Survivor Gods intended, equal fans and favorites. That's right.
To equate Suri and Poverty together, yeah. that's
Suri and Poverty in the same tribe.
that's
Balance each other out.
you never think you'd see it, but there you have it.
There you go. All right. Well, let's check out the episode. See what's next. As always, click the link in the description to see the highlights of our reaction and come back afterwards for a discussion.
All right.
Whew.
Yeah.
All right. There's Jeff Probst.
Yeah, you
You're
should
just
have been.
standing there.
Oh man
It
alive.
is Jason voted out with an idol. There it is, another epic blindside. All right,
Yeah,
Alex, what do you think?
that was another pretty great episode. It was I guess maybe a little. This was like almost just as good as the previous one, which is crazy to say. It was a little, I guess, less interesting on the. I don't know if it. I would even say that. I was gonna say it's a little less interesting on the reward front, but we got Survivor auction coming back, and that's always an exciting thing to
Hell
do.
yeah, and you got Eric licking them fingers.
Yeah, Eric licking them fingers, man. Something wrong with that boy. The Survivor auction. Natalie coming alive this episode after I'd been like, man, they have like she's giving us nothing. She's like absolutely nothing. I don't
Who
know.
is
She's
Natalie?
a wet blanket.
Natalie is her.
Who is Natalie? Natalie is
Natalie is
happy
she.
being an evil person, and I love it, and she loves it, and it's great.
Yeah.
James just was entertaining AF the entire episode.
I love. For some reason, I didn't think that he. I was thinking that the Apple analogy was just a China thing, but now
Yeah,
he made sure to
no,
bring
he
it
brings
in
it
here
back.
full force again.
He full force. He utilized it like 3 times in this episode. It was great. Yeah.
I mean, last time, yeah, them biting the apple was when he got voted out, so he didn't get to actually use
Right.
it after someone had supposedly bit the apple. He was just always talking about don't
Right.
bite the apple, but now he's saying
Right.
Parvati, she's a classic apple chewer. What did she say? It was like,
Yeah.
I knew you would be an apple chewer type.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I knew it from the moment I saw you. You were gonna chew on that
You'd
apple.
be an apple chewing that apple. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we saw the fallout from the Ozzy blindside.
Yep. Amanda's super pissed off. James is also pissed off. I will say I don't really understand like. Harvey's like, I just want to talk to you because I like you a lot, and he's like, yeah, I don't care. He was basically just like, what do you think? Everything's gonna be sugar and rainbows now.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just like, I'm not about that. I know what kind of person you are now, and I don't like it. So
I hate
I'm
apple
sorry,
chewers.
but
I've never eaten an apple in my
I
life.
hate apple chewers.
I will not
He
start.
hates apples. He's allergic. He's allergic to the skin. Okay, so he can't. If he can't ride in life with
Yeah,
you,
but
you are an
he'll
apple
eat
chewer.
bats and bat soup.
He's eaten bats multiple times in this season. It's been great.
Don't bite
Been
the
great to
bat.
see.
They never say that.
Don't bite the It's because Adam and Eve weren't eating animals in the garden. They were just eating vegetables and plants.
It was okay to eat bats though in the Garden of Eden.
I don't think so. I don't think they were eating animals then. That was the whole
Famously,
point.
they did eat bats. In the
Death
Garden
hadn't
of
come
Eden.
into the world.
That's
the idea, is that the death hadn't come into the world yet because sin hadn't
Yeah,
entered the world.
true.
So
That's
yeah,
true.
so
And bats are like, you know, it's like vampires, blood sucking creatures. You know, so it's almost like you're righteous by eating bats. You know, there's something there.
So I guess some of it also may depend on your interpretation, because if you were still an old Earth creationist, you would think that like the cycles of time, the fact that the Earth is clearly billions of years old, would then indicate that animals would have to be living a life cycle, would have to be dying and consuming each other. Maybe it's just Adam and Eve weren't eating animals; they were just eating, you know. But they did eat an apple, and after that, hey, animals are now free game. Cool. I guess but you're an apple chewer. You ruined it for the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. I'm gonna call Adam and Eve apple chewers from now on.
Apple chewer. Well, Eve was
Them
the
apple
original
chewers.
apple chewer, and it was not cool.
She was the original. Yeah, it wasn't cool. It wasn't cool.
So we had the auction, and some fun moments in there. I thought Alexis
Always
might
good
not
time,
get food
yeah.
for a second, but they got to chow down on that chocolate cake. Really went to
Yep.
town on that
Yeah.
thing. And then Eric,
Yeah,
the
James
little
just
freak,
kept saying, Eric the little freak is like, I will pay you money to lick that off your fingers. I'm like, geez, man,
he's gonna
that's
get his
weird.
money's worth,
Like,
you know.
I mean, technically, I guess they didn't know it was going to be over there,
They didn't.
so that was still worth something, maybe. But like, it was just weird. Oh man, you little freak! You called him a little freak.
I don't know if he called him that. I'm just saying he's a little
Oh,
freak.
man. He might have said that. He
trying to remember.
did say it was weird. He did say it was weird.
Yeah, he did.
Which it was. It was very weird.
He's like, first he was like, "Oh, that's just sad. That's just sad."
That's just that's just sad. I love that. Yeah, that's so good. That's just...
And then in the auction, Natalie, it teed her up to do this thing where she sent Jason off to exile. And he was not
She got a
happy
message in a
about it.
bottle.
Yep.
She got a message in a bottle.
Took
But yeah, it was
his
basically
money.
just like send one person to exile and take their money. And she sent Jason to exile.
Yep.
And she played it up like it was like, oh yeah, well, hey, you can get the idol there, and you trust me, and he trusts her like immediately.
Well, he was mad when he got sent there. Then he gets there and he's like,
Yeah.
"Well, after thinking about it, she might have just sent me here so that I do get the
To find
idol."
it. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And then she like reconvinces him like when he comes back. She like
she's like, "That's
talks to
exactly
him
why I
during the
did it."
immunity challenge. She's like, yeah. I
Didn't
did
you
it for a
see
reason.
there how I clarified with Jeff? I definitely wasn't
Yeah.
trying to get one of the girls to say I'll go and volunteer or anything. I specifically wanted you to go. That's all it was.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And hook, line, and sinker. Poor guy.
Yeah, he went. Yeah, super hook, line, and sinker.
He was like, "Oh, finally, I got a friend in this world." Basically, is how it felt.
Well, the thing is that they kind of pulled the same stunt on him twice in a weird way. Like they in a way, like because I think anyone who had been thinking about strategy would have realized, boy, they sure played up a lot that they weren't gonna vote me out. Maybe maybe there's a reason for that. Um, and then they're like, oh yeah, but we'll send you there and we'll keep you in the game. Yeah, I'll do that. Uh huh. Like so they like no.
Well, he thinks it's literally just Natalie extending an
Yeah,
olive
I
branch.
I guess I guess so, but that's only by happenstance because she came across a note.
Right.
Like, yeah, I don't know.
He's just looking. He's grasping at some hope in his
Yeah,
world.
and I even said it as a joke during the episode where it was like, yeah, go to Immunity Idol. You can get the or go to the Exile Island. You get the Immunity Idol, bitch. Give me your money.
Yep. Yeah, he literally was like,
and then she did. She called him a bitch after that. It was like, what? I was like, how did I predict that?
it was a confessional, yeah, where she was like, that little bitch is gonna find it too. She said
Yeah,
she called him
yeah,
a bitch a couple of times, but then
yeah,
immediately cuts to him being like, I think she sent me here for a reason. Is really looking out for me.
yeah.
He wants to work with me.
Yeah,
Aw.
the juxtaposition of that was pretty wonderful.
And then cut back to
Um,
Natalie saying, "I'm gonna floss my teeth with their jugular," and
with her jugular vein. Yeah. Yeah, she kind of came alive this episode in a really fun way. I
came
really
alive, and
liked her a lot.
she was literally
Yeah,
like, I'm having more fun now. I'm getting to be evil.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what I've been
Yeah,
waiting
it can
for.
be evil. This is great. Yeah,
I get to fully be
just be evil.
myself, which is just evil. So cool.
It's just it's an evil conniving witch.
Yeah, stone cold bitch, actually.
Yeah, Stone Cold Bitch is what she called herself.
Hmm.
There's Stone Cold Steve Austin. There's a Stone Sour,
I
and there's
appreciate
Stone
it.
Cold Bitch.
There's some good confessionals in this episode. I mean, Parvati talked about
Yeah,
said they're the Black Widow Brigade. We're spinning the men
right.
so they don't know which
Yeah,
way is up,
in,
and
in
we're
their battle.
devouring them one
Yeah,
by one. Yeah,
yeah.
so far, so good.
So far, it seems to be working out. I mean, the thing is like they're getting rid of kind of the dopes because like
Poor Ozzy.
James knows what's that. Well, Ozzy is a relatively smart player, but he trusted his
I thought you were gonna say he's a relative
he
dope,
trusted his
which is
alliance.
kind of true.
He is also a relative dope. Yeah, he's kind of rides the line of like smart player dope. It depends on the time of day and the day, really. And he just so happened to land on the dope side because he was way too trusting of whatever was going on. And then Jason just always kind of a dope. So there we go.
Yeah, and James
um,
literally says in tribal council, he's like, I'm not very good at the politicking, so I'm not even gonna.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's just like, yeah,
not looking good for old James. He said,
not
"There's
looking
these
for James.
social
Not really
butterflies
looking
at
good.
their work."
Not looking amazing for Amanda, but she did say that she was trying to hide. She trying to hide how pissed off she was at Suri and Parvati for not telling her, for not keeping her in the loop there.
Mhm.
So even though Suri comes in, guarantees like, oh yeah, we still want you in this, and she's like, I can't trust them.
Mhm.
They left me out of that. What do you mean? I can't trust them that they're gonna be final three. So yeah, there's a lot there that's sort of going on. Eric won the immunity challenge on his birthday. He was excited about that, and that's kind of what the girls exactly what they wanted because they wanted to split the vote between Jason and James. So that if Jason did for whatever reason play the idol, if he got kind of nervous about
Yeah,
it, that
well, that's the thing is, where they're playing really relied on specifically Eric winning was helpful because the whole
yeah,
thing that made Jason not play his idol because they were saying it was going to be James. So if
right,
James had won,
right, then he might have been more,
he
yeah,
probably wouldn't have been as on board with voting
right,
Eric out if they said that.
exactly, yeah, exactly. But yeah, but they did want to split the vote just in case he got wise and just so none of them got then it would have been like, I don't know, Parvati or something. Probably would have gotten voted out.
Hmm.
Because James thought he was like, oh come on, he'd be stupid not to do it. And Amanda's like, I really don't think he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
During their little strategy meeting where they're like, we have like no idea what to do because we just can't. We're just out of the loop now. Like we're out of the group, so I
Well,
just have to.
yeah, and Amanda made it seem like basically like, yeah, I don't really know. It seems like they really want you out. Not now, but
Yeah,
they want you out. Probably next, but
yeah.
we'll see.
We will see. Yeah.
We saw Ozzy come in real pissed. He flipped him off a little bit on the way in.
Yeah.
He's still stewing in
I
it.
hope he does that. Keep that rage up. I
Just
hope he
flips
does
him
that
off
every
every time
time.
he comes in.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
He's
Yeah, keep
still
that up.
stewing
Keep that
like
bitterness
5
up.
votes later. He's still.
Yeah. Imagine that he's still like that better. That's some hardcore. That is actually it's hard. I think to me, like deep seated resentment is one of those things that becomes easy when you hold on to it for long enough. But like anger, like kind of the sort of visceral anger is sort of hard to keep up for like a long period of time. So like if he is able to keep that up, that is some deep seated resentment that's going to take time for him to get over.
Yeah.
Pretty much. If he's still legitimately pissed off that far into it, it's like, damn, that's some dedication.
But it's like,
He is legitimately very angry about this.
but let's just think about
So
it. Like, they play up these votes. It's like it's all like a
yeah,
flair and it's for show. But like, you
yeah.
literally just lost like the big. Like, imagine how mad you can get sometimes just losing a regular tabletop game or like
Oh
something
yeah,
stupid happened in a video game, and just
because this is
put that into a game for $1 million that's playing with specifically with people's emotions and relationships and stuff. It's like,
sure,
damn, that's a
yeah.
whole other level of
That's
being salty when you get
that well, that's
booed.
what I mean. That like that can legitimately lead to like some deep seated resentment. At least during the time where they're out there. I mean, they might even be that could even continue outside the game, like well
We've
outside the game.
seen that, yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, I wouldn't blame anybody for that because the game, even though it is a game, it does still involve you as a person at the end of the day. You know,
it's like the heaviest
it
game
you know you
possible.
it's hard to compare. It is not very easy for some people are really good at compartmentalizing and other people are not. And
Yeah,
I think I think people like Brian or Richard Hatch are really good at compartmentalizing. But then other people just aren't.
yeah.
Um, so
And it's like, I mean, this is fans versus favorites, so for half of them it
yeah,
was their second time, but usually it's a
right,
game where you only get one shot. And so if you get blindsided on your one shot, and you could already visualize how you get to the end. You sure you're thinking
right,
about it. You're
right.
thinking about what I'm gonna say in the final three, and you and they
Yeah,
just cut
and
you
then
off at the
boom, just
knees. That's tough. I mean, we saw All Stars,
yeah, yeah. That
how
was
bitter
rough.
they were in All Stars after that. And
It's
those
true.
were people that already had a shot.
Right.
So it's like, it's, I give a lot of respect to the people who come in and are like, game, respect game. Even James in China, he came in. He was like, "I'm not gonna be a bitter Betty," you know.
Yeah,
He's
I'm not gonna be a bitter Betty.
not like these guys, but even though he got voted out with 2 idols, and he's still a
Yeah,
good sport about it.
he had every reason. He had every reason to be upset at that point. But he is somebody that even though he he reminds me a little of me in the way that like I kind of like I get really hot about something and it pisses me off, but usually after I kind of like have an initial sort of blow up or like fume about it for a little bit, I'm like over it in like not that long.
Hmm.
I'm just like, yeah, it's whatever. It's just like, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't even see
There I mean
him.
there are some things that can stick in my craw, definitely still.
Hmm.
But I would say
We
in like games and stuff like that, I tend to just like blow up and then I'm just like over it. So
Yeah, we'll see if you were on Survivor if it would be so easy to get
yeah,
over.
I don't know. It's hey, I'm ready to sit here and say I might be as bitter as Ozzy, as bitter resentment as Ozzy. You know?
Yeah. We saw James didn't even. We didn't even see him get mad after the Ozzy blindside. We just saw the first
Yeah,
conversation he had with Amanda. He was like, it was a good move. I liked it.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
a cool move.
Good for them, kind of.
Cool.
Yeah, it was a cool move. Yeah.
But yeah,
I
but
mean,
then when
his
Parvati
upset.
came
He's
up like trying to do the
yeah,
politicking, then that's what he's like. No, no.
yeah, yeah. He's like, nah, don't even try. Like, don't even try. It's kind of like, don't even waste your breath. Like, yeah.
He's
She's
like,
like, well, I just don't want it to be awkward. He's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be awkward. Like,
what did she say? She said something like, "I wanted to say I was sorry," and he was like, "No, you wanted to say
yeah, I
ha
just want to
ha.
talk to you.
You
Yeah,
want to
I
say
know.
ha
You
ha
wanted to
ha."
say ha ha. Yeah, it's like, yeah, he's like, sorry, that's interesting. You sure? Yeah, I think you wanted to say ha ha ha.
He's like, you can pull
Yeah,
a good move off on me, and I'm like, okay, that's a cool move, but you come over and be like, we're all lovey-dovey again, and he doesn't want
it's
to do
like,
that.
yeah, that's not, nah, nah, that ain't happening.
Who would you give your MVP for the episode?
This is tough because it's between two people. It's between Natalie and it's between James because both of them gave a
Mhm.
lot.
Absolutely.
But I think I'm gonna give it to Natalie. Surprisingly, coming out strong. This is really kind of her episode.
Hmm.
So
I mean, yeah,
this is very
she
entertaining.
was like
Yeah,
pretty much responsible for the whole thing going through because his trust was all in
yeah,
her, nobody else.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then and yeah, he didn't play it. He didn't play his idol like he should have. James was like shocked when he didn't. He was like, it's like why do you?
James really doesn't.
So yeah,
He's like over it to a certain point where he's just like, I'll just throw a vote on
yeah,
Barbary and just hope for the best. I don't really think he's probably gonna
yeah.
play the idol and it's whatever. But
And he
I'm not gonna
didn't.
do the politicking business. I'm not
Yeah,
good at that.
yeah. So he just didn't,
Yeah.
and and yeah.
All right.
So
How about the power rankings now?
okay. So even though they're making a lot of bluster about Parvati, I still think Suri is the ultimate, much like how she was before. I think she's actually the secret mastermind here behind everything. So I'm still gonna keep her on top. Parvati is next though, followed by Natalie. And I'll get Alexis in there too. They're kind of the big group. Alexis and then Amanda, Eric, James.
All right. So we get the five women on top, 2 men on the bottom here.
Yep.
They're in the
That's kind of how it's
web. They're
going.
spiraling. They're churning. They're churning the just like
Turning the
Jeff Probst
cauldrons.
in the Survivor video game. Yeah, take a good look at Tina.
Take a good look at Tina.
We can even make that reference. Like no one will know what that is, right? Like,
Yeah.
how many people have played the Survivor video game out there?
Yeah.
If you aren't, is there a gameplay? Just
It's
go to any gameplay of any mini game and listen to
you'll
what
see
Jeff
that
says.
because he says that
So take a good look at
every
Tina.
time. He says it every time, and it's pretty beautiful.
And it's like a
It's
weird.
very
It's
funny.
not Tina. It's not actually Tina from Survivor.
No,
but
it's not Tina at all. This looks nothing like her.
it looks the closest to her than anybody else, though. It's an older
Yeah,
lady.
I guess that's true.
So
They actually, yeah, it's an older lady, but they spend a lot of time on making her boobs big. Like they actually have like a
just like Tina.
uh,
Just like Tina.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
so that game was annoying with me too because they would say like move the control stick forward and she would like move the whole nunchuck.
Yeah, move
like
the control stick forward, and she's like doing that, and I'm like, what? No, you just go forward. What are you talking about?
Anyway. All right, so if it tracks,
Anyway.
then James would be the next to go. He seems
Yeah, I
resigned
hope not.
to that
Say it
fate.
ain't
We'll
so.
see.
Say it ain't. So I'm actually giving this my Survivor star also.
Oh, yeah.
These two episodes in a row are excellent episodes of the show. So
It's
man,
really
Survivor
it's
Micro
been
Micronesia coming alive right here. Two
Delivering, yeah.
blindsides. Yeah.
Blindsided, nice.
Just thoroughly entertaining episodes. So, yeah.
Yeah, are they gonna send the idol out there again? Just keep recycling
Yeah,
this idol.
send I don't know. We could just someone to happen across it again.
Yeah.
Uh,
Everybody's like, no, don't send me there. I know what happens when you get sent there. No, I don't want it.
you get
It's a
the idol,
curse.
and then you don't play it, and then you go home. That's what happens.
Alright. If they enjoyed this video, what video should they watch next?
You should go check out our review of Survivor Fiji.
Uh-huh.
Check out our
Heard
season
of it.
review.
Heard of it?
Yeah.
Survivor Fiji did not have as many star episodes from what I can recall.
No.
But
No, I did not.
still had its
Did not.
moments. You know, every season
have
has
some moments.
So we still remember the Edgardo blindside. We still remember Yell Man sticking his tongue out.
Yeah, Man's Idol was the star episode. I think that's the one I gave it to.
We remember the car deal that lives in infamy. We remember the
car deal?
moments at the end of the day.
Yeah, we remember the moments, as certain video games would say. Yeah, that's one of the most epic car play. Yeah, that was something.
Mm-hmm. Remember Yao Man was on this season?
Unfortunately, it was very sad. We got 0 Yao Man moments in this whole thing.
Yeah.
Remember Johnny Fairplay was also on this season?
No, I don't. He doesn't play.
Yep.
He doesn't play fair.
No,
that guy.
he didn't play fair, and he doesn't play fair, and he just went home.
Sometimes he just doesn't play.
Yeah, sometimes he just
opts
breaks
to
his
not
jaw.
play at all. Yeah.
He just re-aggravates an injury and has to go home. So
That's where we start. How it started and how it's going. It is now. Yep. All right. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, come back next week for another episode of Survivor Micronesia. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. Like the video. Leave a comment. And if you do, we'll read the comment in the next episode of the Tarqaron podcast we record. Hit the notification bell. Check out our social media below. And take care of yourself.